Hey everybody, Raul Velasquez here. I'm very excited to be sitting with Jonatan Rivera. He is the owner and founder of SK Massage out of Kansas City. So I've known John for going on a decade now. And since I've known him, he's been pursuing this and I've seen him do an exceptional job. And we wanted to have an opportunity for people that he works with to just get to know the story and why he got involved with massage therapy in the first place. So, John, glad you're in town. Came in specific for this. I know this has been a long time coming, but do me a favor, brother, just so the audience could understand. Why did you decide to get started in massage therapy?
My dad, Jorge Rivera, he's been a massage therapist for about, I want to say 20 to 25 years.
Oh wow.
And he's also a Herbalife distributor. So
Okay.
he's done that for probably another 15 to 20 plus years too.
Got it.
So initially, we're from Chicago. I love my parents. That doesn't change about how I feel about them or how they feel about me, but they got divorced.
Yeah.
And then after they got divorced, my father moved out here.
Okay.
So he started doing his own thing over here. And then I kind of followed suit. I kind of came out. I don't think I was in a good place in over there in Chicago. Just things life. And I came over here. About like maybe I want to say a year later.
So your dad's been in Kansas City for about 10 years. You've been about 9, 8.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when he moved to Kansas, it was aside from wanting to get away from Chicago, he saw opportunity in Kansas to be able to grow a business.
Yeah.
Got it. And he started with the nutrition-based business, which was Herbalife, but he also before that has been doing massage therapy for how long?
He's been doing massage therapy for about, I want to say 20 to 25 plus years already.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So the majority of your life, really.
Funny thing was that I never really wanted to do it. I thought like, you know what, Dad, he encouraged me to do it. But I was like, you know what, that's not really my thing. That's not my cup of tea. That's your cup of tea. And it wasn't until, I was a car salesman at the time.
Okay.
And it just wasn't my thing. I didn't think that was what I was going to do,
Yeah.
until my dad knew what I guess who I was. He knew that I like to help people.
So he got to see real time what drove you.
Right.
So helping people, caring about their health. He would be a pretty good judge of character, seeing that he's your dad, to know like what motivates you, what drives you.
Exactly. As a car salesman, it just really was I felt stuck.
Yeah.
So I guess he felt like hey, you know what? Why don't you do the massage therapy?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm like, you know what? That's not really my thing. But he kept on encouraging until he also brought up the fact that, you know what? Not only can you help people through massage therapy, you can also make it a business. And that really at the time kind of stuck out with me because I guess a job, I felt at that time really wasn't the way to go.
Yeah.
And then once he said also I could turn it into a business, that was really kind of what pushed me over the edge to let's see what this is about.
Got it. So you love helping people. Obviously, your dad's influenced you being a part of his lifestyle for 30 plus years.
Yep.
You're more health prone. And then he's always wanted to have his own business, started up his own business in Kansas City. And then that influenced you to want to have your own business as well.
Yep.
So you kind of married all those together. But when you initially started, I'm assuming like anything, right? Anything you learn that's new, there's a learning curve. And you had your dad with 3 decades plus of experience that was able to teach you. So how did it start? Did he have you like sit in on massages for you to see kind of how everything worked?
So how it started was again with the permission of the client. I started looking at see how he did the massages, and it was one after the other. He was just showing me, and he was showing me, and I was watching, and every time he kept on saying, "Okay, I think you're ready to go." No, let's do another one. So it wasn't up until a point where he's like, you know what, you're ready to go. Step up to the plate, and it's funny, Rob, because the first ones that I did. They're just a blur to me. It wasn't up until I met this one client that came in that I feel really was the turning point that I realized holy smokes, like I can actually help people. He talks to me about how his elbows are stiff, how his back hurts, how his knees are in pain. I remember I prayed. I was like, God, you know what? Help me out, please. And but I gave it the best shot that I had. He came out and his energy, like he felt instant relief. Okay, and you saw that on his face. When he came out, he was all like, mira, mira, because his wife was right there. So he's like, mira, vieja, mira lo que puedo hacer. So he's kind of jumping on like the balls of his feet. And he was bending his knees, like stretching his knees up and down. And it hit me like, man, this guy really, like, it was night and day difference, dude. It was just so different. And the way he grabbed my hand, like, I never forget it. Like, you grab your hand, you're like, hey, thank you so much. He literally grabbed my hand with both hands and he said in Spanish, he said, nunca me he sentido así, meaning I've never felt like this before. He said, muchas gracias. Just thank you. Bro, it like just literally ran chills in my, just to my core. Like, holy smoke, like I can actually help people doing this. Like it looked cool before, like my dad was doing it. But now it's like, I can actually help people doing it.
Yeah.
And that was, to be honest, that was a turning point. When he left, I felt so good. And I'm like, you know what? This is it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do.
That's awesome, man. Well, that's a powerful, I think everybody, whatever they pursue, anything can get monotonous, right? Like you question whether or not you're good at something. You question your purpose. Is this something I want to continue to do? But when you have those kind of scenarios where you have somebody that you could physically see the difference that you've made in their life, it leaves a lasting impact. And the fact that he gave you a handshake, both hands, lets you know, and it just affirms that you're actually a professional at what you do.
Yeah.
So I know that was year one, right? And what would you say year one? You probably saw like 100 clients.
Probably like 100.
And
maybe.
Now, since we've been talking, I know that we do some business together. You said that you have now seen thousands upon thousands upon thousands of clients in the last 8 years. Isn't it crazy how like time flies? It's like you do one appointment to the next, and you don't really think like, man, I've literally been doing this a very long time, and I've helped serve many clients like the one you're talking about now.
Right.
But with that said, when you do something for that long of a time, right? 8 years now, why'd you keep going? You're a young guy, right? You could have pivoted. You could have went back to car sales. You could have decided to take a different route, become a firefighter, become a police officer, sell insurance. Why did you decide to continue to stay? Did it at any point get a little bit monotonous?
It did, but it wasn't up until later. So I think I was riding that wave of energy of just wanting to help people. And I think that's when life happened, where it started to hit me like, I guess, just business, personal life things. And that's when things started to get, like how you said, monotonous. And that's where I felt like somehow, some way, I lost a connection. I don't want to say that I didn't stop caring. I just lost a connection with my client, with the purpose of what I was doing and why I was doing it for.
The mission.
Exactly. I stopped working out. I started to eat. And I just I became overweight, So again, I gained like about, I think at the heaviest maybe 40 pounds overweight.
Dang.
So I was pretty chunky.
Got a little baby on you.
Pretty much. I brought about like maybe 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
I feel like I wasn't practicing what I was preaching.
Oh, okay.
And then again, just stuck in that monotonous lifestyle of just, I still got to help people, but really I wasn't helping myself. I feel actually that's where I lost the connection. And I feel, to be honest with you, that's where, again, looking back at it, that's where it all began to start to connect. Because then that's where jiu-jitsu came in.
So at that time, right, just to rewind a little bit, your dad's been in the health industry for 30 plus years. I'm assuming your dad's in decent shape.
Yeah, he's pretty good shape.
Right? He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
And he's still taking care of himself. So you've always had a great example in front of you of what health should look like, right? I always tell people, from some you learn what to do, others you learn what not to do. There's a lot of people in this country specifically, this is not casting judgment, but people are overweight. They have lost control of their health. One of the things being a first world country, food's always available. That fast food, every time you go past McDonald's, you always see a line around the corner. People do not select what they're inputting into their body. They don't take care of their health. They don't invest in their health. So you came to that realization, here I am being in the health industry, but I'm not practicing what I'm preaching. And, I can relate to you in the sense of I wrestled in high school. I wrestled in college. I was a freestyle Greco All-American. Coming out, I got into business. And when I did get into business, it was all business. 7 days a week. I was that guy going out to meetings until 1 o'clock in the morning. And guess what's available at 1 o'clock in the morning? It's not a home cooked meal.
Yep.
It's a McDonald's drive through, a Burger
Exactly.
King. So I started eating all that stuff, and I gained. I think at my height, I was like 247, and mind you, I'm 5'9" on a good day, so I'm not a very tall guy. So at 247, and then there was a weight loss competition, and at the same time, my son was born, my third kid, and I said, man, I can't be a bad example for my kids. I need to get back control of my health. I would still work out, and people would be like, "Oh, you look like a football player." You know how people just try to gas you up because you got some mass on you. But it wasn't the health that I knew that I was capable of. So that's when I started really taking on jujitsu and making it a point to get back in shape and be a representation of health. The same way that your dad is with you, I knew my kids would mimic what they saw. So in your case, not having kids yet, but being in that industry, you're realizing this is going to have a direct effect on how I'm able to relate to my clients. And also, they're looking at me as an example of health. I have to be the example. So that relatability factor, and you decided to start pursuing jujitsu. So tell us about that. How'd you get into jujitsu? What was like the driving force that you wanted to do it?
So I've always had friends, especially around here in Chicago, that were into jujitsu, and I always saw videos on social media, Facebook, and then them showing going into tournaments. I found a mentor, also a business mentor. That kind of just you know what, just go, and I did. Also, some personal things that pushed me towards that direction that I had going on in my life, some hardships, but I finally went. And I kid you not, it's first day, and it was just basic training, I guess you can say. I was hooked, like from the get go.
You got the bug.
That's what it was. I mean, that's what they call it. But I was just literally hooked. I've never been first week, second week, sore, everything. My fingers hurt, forearms hurt, neck hurted, back hurted, legs hurted, abs hurted. Like I've gone to the gym before, but I've never been so sore like that. It's been awesome, an awesome journey because it's not only helped me lose weight, the basic thing, but I feel like it's given me a lot of energy. It's actually zoned in my focus. So not only am I more focused in jujitsu, I go there with a specific purpose. Now I feel like all that stuff is spilling over into my business.
Yeah.
And now I have newfound energy here in my business, new focus there. So I'm just that much more passionate again about what I'm doing, about massage therapy.
That's awesome. I think one thing for sure that I preach to my kids is the way you do anything is the way you do everything, right? So when you pursue something difficult, a martial art like jujitsu, again, having a wrestling base, MMA trained, when you do difficult things, other things in life are easy. So you're able to transfer having faced trials and tribulations on your own personal fitness journey. That's going to spill over to what you do.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you, your clients see the burst of energy that you're talking about. They see the revitalization of you and your profession, and it's going to influence them, right? Because people generally mirror what they see. If they see somebody that's full of life, healthy, has full vitality, they want to mimic that. They want to emulate that. So outside of massage therapy, you're also being an example.
Yeah.
And I know for yourself, like I can relate because I remember my first couple weeks in jiu-jitsu, I had like cramps in my fingers, and I've never had like certain cramps.
Yeah.
And I remember going to a massage therapist. I was like, bro, I don't know what's going on, but my forearms are gone. Even my feet, there's certain muscles in there that were just totally locked up.
Yeah.
So I had to go to a massage therapist, and they had to work it out. But that made me think, in our conversation now, you are a product of the product. You do go see a massage therapist yourself. You do go to physical therapy yourself. So you're not just telling your clients you need to invest in your health. You're doing it yourself. So that brings in that relatability to the client base that you have.
Exactly, 100%. So it's funny you say that because in the beginning, that's where I feel like I lost the connection because, okay, so I found this thing in massage therapy and now I found the benefits of it. But I guess I couldn't really say that I was a product of the product.
Yeah.
Now that life happened, life got in the way, business got in the way, stress, pain from being overweight, knee problems, back pain, and then that went into jujitsu. Now, I mean, as much as I love it, I'm still sore. I'm sore from jujitsu. How there's my knees aren't hurting as much, but some of the pounding that they take, just hurting from that.
Losing those 30, 40 pounds.
Definitely.
Right?
It helped a bunch.
I think that a lot of people don't think about that kind of stuff. I know that one thing, I'm sure we'll touch on a little bit later. When you speak to your clients, it's not just them getting the massage. You give them homework of what to do outside of just the massage, which I think is key, including maybe you need to stop eating foods that cause inflammation.
Oh, yeah.
Things of that nature. But anyway, back to the point with jiu-jitsu, your body's taking a beating and you yourself realize the need for what it is that you do.
Yep. To go to massage therapy myself.
Yeah.
So I started seeking again massage therapist myself, and just I literally got into the client's shoes. Yeah. So again, and now I'm like, whoa, dude, I can't believe it. Like, how did I miss this? Yeah. Like, how did I miss this side of it? So, but again, I started going to massage therapy. I started feeling the strength back, the energy back, the blood flow, how good I felt. Like, I normally tell my clients, you know what, just rest that day. But to be honest, I feel so good. I'm ready to go back to jiu-jitsu again, or just do something, with the energy the newfound energy that I have.
Yeah, I've noticed even on social media, you're out there doing 2-a-days.
I try to when I can. So
schedule permitting, you're out there making it happen.
Yeah.
So that said, what are the main reasons that people even do massage therapy? And I also want to talk about what happens if people don't, right? But starting with, why do people go to massage therapy? What are the main sources that people come to you to get a massage?
A lot of clients come to me one is stress, one is injury recovery or injury rehabilitation, and just pain in general. So stress, I mean, who's not stressed?
Yeah.
Who's not stressed? Job stress, life stress, family stress, just family, just kids. If you have kids, I don't have kids, so I wouldn't know. But I mean, I got a dog. Sometimes she stresses me out, but anyways, injury rehabilitation. So sometimes a lot of people come in, they twist an ankle, either at work or playing soccer. They never really do anything. So it's like, let's say a week, 2 weeks down, inflammation goes down, but they don't really do anything to recover the ankle mobility.
Yeah.
So that's what they come. And then they're just pain in general. For example, just constant overuse. You got tile workers always constantly hunched over on the ground. You're going to get back pain. You're abusing your back. You're talking about people that work 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day. That's going to cause some pain.
For sure. And I'll tell you what, my personal story, I can relate to it. It was about 2 to 3 years ago now, if I recollect correctly. I was coming out of jiu-jitsu and my neck, sometimes you wake up and you sleep on too many pillows and your neck kind of hurts. It was something like that, but it was just more pain that I had ever experienced with that kind of movement. And being a tough guy that I am, of course I went back to jiu-jitsu the next day.
Right.
And I was in a specific move where I was really compromising my neck. And I remember when I got home, I couldn't move. I mean, literally, I couldn't move left. I couldn't move right. I couldn't sleep comfortably. I couldn't drive comfortably. Standing, nothing felt okay. And I was like, man, something's wrong. I still waited 2-3 days because I'm assuming, like most people, right? People never tell you the truth. They don't tell you, like me. Oh, well, I've been training for 30 years. I've been these physical sports that is main contact sports.
Yep.
What did I say when I walked into the chiropractor and to the massage therapist? It's been hurting me about a week. Exactly. Right? Leave it out the 30 plus years.
Exactly.
But when I went to the chiropractor, man, I tell you what, I was desperate. When he did the x-ray on my spine, he says, you have severe curvature on your back. You can describe it as scoliosis. And he said my vertebrae, there was very little space in between the two. So my nerves were getting pinched. And I remember I was losing feeling in my hands and just the pain. I mean, I couldn't rotate. I couldn't do anything. So I told him flat out, I need to find a way to get my body back to normal. Because he said, if you don't do something now, you're going to end up having to get surgery. You're going to have to get potentially a few of your vertebrae fused together. Now, that said, if I was a lesser man that would cave into the pain, I know for a fact, I have a ton of buddies who are athletes. I work concrete for 7 years. I have a lot of buddies who do physical jobs. You're going to end up, it's a slippery slope. You start with Tylenol, ibuprofen, Advil to deal with the pain. You start seeking those type of routes. But then once it gets to the point where it's bad, then you start seeking out stronger type
Yep.
of pain relief.
Yep.
I know OxyContin became very popular at one point. Even morphine, fentanyl. These are strong painkillers. And then that, unfortunately, for many people, there's even a Netflix special on it, that can lead to stronger drugs,
Yep.
illegal drugs like heroin, which is like, it's kind of mind boggling to think that somebody just had a back pain or a neck issue, but because they kept just cutting the weed, so to speak, versus pulling it out at the root,
Yep.
it ends up getting to that point where they end up addicted to something. It's like, how did that person get there?
Yeah.
Right? I know Stephen Bonner's a very popular MMA guy, and his story was something similar to that as well. Now, that's the drug route. What else happens if you don't get these things taken care of? You're going to end up potentially needing to get surgery. So you're going to have to go under the knife. And people who don't see the value of investing in their health and correcting it, prevention over cure, they end up losing out on a ton of money because they can't go to work.
Yep.
So, and then the insurance will only cover so much. Now they really can't provide for their family. And that not only can they not afford massage therapy, they can't afford much of anything.
Yep.
And it's like, for me, thank God I was coachable to the chiropractor and the massage therapist. So when he said, hey, you got to come see me at least twice a week,
Yep.
I said, brother, I'm here. Let's schedule it now. So twice a week I was going. He gave me homework like you do with your clients on what to do when I was back home. I was going to get massage therapy, and I was seeing a physical therapist as well. And it took me a good 4 months to get back to where I could move again without extreme pain. I mean, it's thinking back, I just couldn't believe how I felt. I couldn't believe somebody who was so active every day, 7 days a week. I mean, I'm one of those guys, man.
Yeah.
I just like, I'm relentless, and it just completely immobilized me. It made me so aware, like, if I don't take care of my body, that's it. You only get one,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And I'm assuming a lot of your clients, you know, what you're talking about, stress, pain relief, when they come to you, half the time they're coming to you when they already have ailments for a long time.
Yep.
But they're just barely coming to you, and they probably expect you to work a miracle overnight.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we do get a lot of clients like that. Like, for example, there was this one client I had. It wasn't until mid-session that he tells me the truth. So he comes in, he says, you know what, I got knee pain. I feel okay in the morning. I don't feel pain. Like, I'm literally wobbling till in the afternoon when I'm clocking out. And I was like, okay. So I was working his knees and really just working deep tissue work around the knees. And he starts to feel better. It's still tight. So he's like, yeah, I've been feeling like this for a while already. And then he drops the bomb on me. So, by the way, I'm taking about 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen every day.
Wow.
So I can be able to work. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, I'm talking to this guy like he's my uncle.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, ibuprofen is just sleeping the pain. Like, you're literally just telling it to shut up while I work.
Yeah.
So I can work. And it's just, I'm like, you're not going to have any knees in a couple of years. I don't know how long. It could be 6 months. It could be a year. It could be 2 years.
Yeah.
To go off what you say, it's like, we don't really, the pain's been there.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we just kind of almost start tracking it when it starts to go chronic.
Yeah. I think that's important to address, right? Because I know even with business, right? People think like, oh, I saw some Instagram posts that this dude posted up in a Lamborghini that was more than likely rented. Like, these people are all broke on Instagram, but they make it seem that they got rich in a day.
Right.
It's like, if it took you 20 years of working concrete or roof or tile, it's like people don't understand how durable the body actually is. The body is very durable, and it will adapt itself to the furthest point that it can where you don't feel pain. So by the time you're feeling consistent pain, there's a problem. And it took a long time to get to that point.
Exactly.
But if people would take a more preventative approach and saying, you know what, let me go in once a week for maintenance over having to fix something. Because by the time you got to fix it, man, it's like, it's a serious problem, right? Because I know I have buddies, I don't know if you have clients that have done this, they have gotten steroid shots to try to heal pain. They've gotten cortisone shots, which cortisone shots are some of the worst things that you can get. But because this is what Western medicine does, they just try to put a Band-Aid on it, so to speak, that they're profiting on, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? People don't talk about that. But with something like yourself, you're able to see a client, you're able to give them a program and say, hey, based on what you have going on, I recommend that you see me X amount of times a month, because I think one of the things that people lose sight of is like, yes, there's a business side to it. Anytime you provide a value for anything,
Yep.
you should be compensated for providing value, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I fix your car, I don't do it for free. I give you a haircut, I don't do it for free. Of course, there's going to be an exchange for
Right.
the value that's received. But I think clients don't understand. It's not about that when it comes to what you do. It
Yep.
comes about actually helping fix what they have going on. And if it took you 20 years to get jacked up, how do you expect in 20 days to be healed? There's no logic behind it, right?
Yep.
And I think the majority of people, to your point, they have a microwave mentality. Like, I just wanted to be fixed today. But I'll tell you this, back to my example, after those 4 months, man, yes, I was doing 3 to 4 sessions a week in those 4 months, but I'll do that 10 times over again to feel how I feel now.
Yep.
Because now, 2, 3 years later, I'm back to training every day. I'm coaching my kids. I'm coaching adults. I mean, we trained yesterday, right?
Yep.
Like, it's like, I love the fact that I can continue to train. I'll be 42 this month. I don't want to be one of those 42-year-old guys that talks about how bad he was in high school because they can't move. But if I don't take a proactive role in my own health, and if I don't see massage therapists and go to the chiropractor, I'm not going to be able to maintain my body.
Yep.
No different than a car. The older a car gets, the more you got to maintain it, right?
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's ironic because here in this country, I feel like people don't value their health the way that they should. I feel like it's not pushed enough, these preventative measures. I feel like people are always just looking to go to a drug to try to heal their pain, not realizing that that pain is getting caused because they're not addressing or having a preventative action plan so they don't feel their worst. It's like, you shouldn't want to feel your worst to finally do something. Your goal should be to feel your best all the time, right? And if they just change that mindset, I think that there'd be a lot healthier society. And to one degree further than that, the reason why I'm so aligned with what you do as far as health, obviously being a martial artist myself, my wife's a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, but I always just think about my kids. It's like one of the things I think parents don't spend enough time thinking about is more is caught than taught. They are watching you.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
if you are stressed out of your mind, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're working 80 hours a week, running yourself ragged, if you have back pain, knee pain, they see you constantly bent over in pain, they're going to model what they see.
Yep.
So if you don't make it a point to prioritize your health, what do you think you're teaching your kids? You're teaching them to make it a point to not prioritize their health. And as a parent, you want the best for your kids.
Yep.
Well, the way to give the best to your kids is you have to be the best yourself, right? So when these clients come see you, I'm sure you have some great testimonies, right? Of some different clients that have seen you and differing stories. But what are some of the clients that you've noticed have seen some change by coming to see you? I know you've had the most successful year this year so far of your entire practice, right? Which credit to you, man, because even just making it past the 5-year mark in business says a lot. But what are some of the testimonies that have moved you in recent times?
We have a bunch of awesome testimonies. So Araceli Michimani, she's in her 30s. Without giving too much of her story, she's a single mom. She works in a warehouse job. She walks a lot, so 12 hours.
Wow.
And
You know how many kids she has?
She has about 5 kids.
Wow.
Right. So again, I don't know her kids, but I'm pretty sure you know that that's a lot of stress. You know, just from being a single kids and being a single mom.
Yeah.
So she had a really bad case of plantar fasciitis.
Okay.
It's where your tendon in your foot really swells up. And she came in a good like 5 times. So it was maybe about 2 times a week.
Okay.
And she, at the 3rd time, she started feeling the differences in her body. Like my back's not, as tense as it was before. My foot, I'm not feeling the pain in my foot anymore. Also was giving her homework to do, for example, such as icing in her feet, putting, for about 10 minutes, putting some ice on your feet or an ice pack. Also having like a rolling pin to roll under your foot, which also helps a lot. And then all those things just really help heal your body that much faster. And it was awesome to know. She called me telling me, you know what, we're going to go to Worlds of Fun. Worlds of Fun is like Six Flags in Kansas. And to know that she was excited to go because she wasn't feeling the pain. you know, that really made me feel good, you know, just knowing that I could be of that much of a help. You know, it's
Yeah.
like that relief, you know, that like I can enjoy my vacation now. I can enjoy my night out with my family, you know,
Yeah.
because I don't have that pain anymore.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, man, to her credit, right? 5 kids, that in itself is like 5 separate jobs. And then she's working long shifts on her feet all day to provide for her family. And again, to that point, like if you don't make it a point to fix what you got going on in your body, it will affect your ability to provide for your family. So if she didn't take that proactive role and say, you know what, I need to do what I need to do so I could feel better, not only did it alleviate the stress that she's feeling physically at work, but now she could also enjoy time with her children. Because
Yep.
why do we work so hard for if we don't even get to enjoy it with the
Exactly.
people that we care the most about, right?
Yep.
So she's a superwoman in that regard, man. And I'm sure there's many moms that are stressed out of their mind, dealing with kids every day. That job never ends, right? Like you go to a regular job, it's 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
I know that even some moms prefer to go to jobs because they don't have to deal with the kids all day long. But from the time those kids get up until the time they go to sleep, and sometimes they wake you up in the middle of the night,
Yep.
it's a job that never ends. So that's something that I think is a huge market where moms have to take care of themselves because, you know, it's kind of like when you're on a plane, right? What do they tell you? In the case something should happen, put your oxygen mask on first. Because if you don't take care of yourself,
Yep.
how can you take care of other people?
Exactly.
And I feel like sometimes people run themselves to wit's end. And by the time the people that are around them want them, they don't have the energy to even deal with them. So that's a big point. That's awesome, man. Good
Yeah.
for her.
Another client I have, Yahaira Saavedra, she's about 23 years old. She's young. She works at a restaurant cutting fruit. So she was working 12 hours, and then she cut that down to 8 to 10 hours just for the sole fact that she had twisted her ankle. She wasn't really doing much to help treat it, and she was just kind of walking around on it, and it started to really swell up. So again, that's where she knocked down from the 12 hours to 8 to 10 hours. After she started coming with me, we started working her ankle, started to bring down the swelling, started also telling her about how she can ice it at home. And she started coming in again on the second or third time, she started saying, yes, it does feel better. And it wasn't until she started to ice her ankle that she told me, you know what, after I actually finally listened to you and iced my ankle, I've never felt I never slept better. You know, so she felt just so much, or she could sleep that day without, you know, having to take some type of pill, you know, for the pain.
Yeah.
So she knowing, again, me knowing just the fact that I can help that much to give somebody even a good night's rest is because of that one little tip. It makes me feel, again, just much more excited about, you know, just again, massage therapy and what I do.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. She's another testimony, right, of somebody who was working a certain amount of hours.
Yep.
She wanted to make X amount of money, had to cut the amount of time that she could work because she was in so much pain. And again, I think it's important to point out, man, like the clients have to do their part as well,
Yep.
right? You have to commit to, hey, I need to come in X amount of times in a month. But also, like, I remember my chiropractor worded it this way. He says, Raul, you come in, you see me for an hour, right? Once a week. He says, there's 24 hours in a day that you're not with me. What are you doing the other 23 hours of that day and all the 24 hours in between before the next appointment to help proactively heal what you have going on? If you're just waiting like once a week to come see me and expect some miracle to happen, he says, I need you to do some things at home. So that's great that you train your clients like, hey, these are some steps you should be taking at home. And again, it's on them, right? Like I could be a personal trainer and I could work out with you in a gym, give you the best workout ever. But if you leave and you go have, 5 tacos and a Giordano's pizza, it doesn't matter how hard we're working at the gym. So I think, testament to her and the other person that you mentioned, because they're actually taking the proactive steps that you're giving them. They're doing the homework. So they're seeing results.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
I have another, he owns multiple hotels.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So he's a business owner. And one thing about, his name's Donald White. One thing about Don, he's a very, very, you could tell he's always has something going on for him. But he's always looking forward to coming to his appointment in massage. But one thing I could tell, since I can tell he always has something going on, like he seems really stressed. But again, once he comes in, man, the look on his face that he has, he just feels so rejuvenated. He feels so happy, so relaxed. And he always lets me know, like, you know what, I just feel so good and I'm ready to take on the week, you know, whatever it
Yeah.
is that I have going on with his hotel business.
Yeah. Well, people don't understand having a business, right? We're all stressed in different ways. I always tell
Hmm.
people whether you own the business or you work in a business, my 14-year-old daughter, she's stressed, right? Everybody deals with stress differently, but we're all stressed in one shape or form. And one thing people don't take into consideration, stress is the silent killer.
Hmm.
It's that thing, that weight on your shoulders constantly that people don't understand, that eventually adds up and leads to multiple problems. Like, well, how did this happen? Because you're constantly stressed.
Yeah.
Because you never have any stress relief. You're going from one problem to the next, to the next, to the next, no break in the middle.
Yep.
You need to take that hour, you need to go get a massage, relieve the stress so you can continue to perform in your day-to-day operations, right?
Exactly.
So someone like him, yeah, multiple businesses going on, man. He has more stress than the majority of people can handle.
Yeah.
So what does he do? He prioritizes coming to see you,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
says a lot because he's taking those steps, and that's why he has less stress.
Hmm. And just to mention, Don comes every week like clockwork. You
Yeah.
know, so again, he knows
He's smart.
what it is to invest in your body and take care of your body. You know, so again, um, he's just a real good client, and then he's a real good person. You know.
That's awesome. One thing I'm getting from you is like you know a lot about your clients. Like you
Yeah.
know their what they do for work, what they do for a living, if they own a business, if they have kids, their activities.
Hmm.
That's when I could tell a business owner actually cares about the business, the clients,
Hmm.
building relationship.
Yep.
It's not just about revenue; it's
Hmm.
about relationship.
Exactly.
And I feel like those are the best businesses because you have to care about the thing that you do and the people you're doing it with.
Hmm.
So I feel like for me, if I'm gonna have to spend my money somewhere, why would I want to spend it with somebody who doesn't even remember my name?
Yeah.
You know, doesn't know what I do, doesn't like it doesn't make any sense to me. I want to spend it with somebody who's gonna appreciate my business.
Yeah.
And that's the experience that I'm getting just based on the depth of knowledge you have on your individual clients, you
Hmm.
know? So give me another one. Is there anyone else that sticks out to you?
There's this other client that I have, another good testimony. So we just actually started these packages. So also trying to save the client some money. So for example, our 60-minute, it goes at 100. So if you go and pay up front for the 5, so you pay 400 instead of 500. So we'll save you $100.
Nice.
So again, it's just about saving the client some money, but also what we want them to do is kind of almost like even form of habit of coming in
Yeah.
more frequently.
Yeah.
And people are starting to notice just because of people that take advantage of the packages, people are starting to notice. So for example, this guy, his name's Adolfo Cruz Ramirez.
Mhm.
He's been a painter for 10 years.
Okay.
And it's funny because I met him through a client, a friend of mine.
Okay.
Her name is Yomira Gonzalez. She owns a workout studio.
Okay.
And the name is Yomi's Playground.
Okay.
So shout out to Yomira and the thing that she's doing for people that, you know, helping. It's women only, but she's helping a lot of people lose weight.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the women that go there made an appointment for her husband, and her husband, again, first he instantly felt how good he felt good. I'm like, you know what? I told him about the packages. He's like, you know what? Sign me up.
Yeah.
And on the third one, it's always funny how it's in the second or third one that they start feeling the differences. He's like, you know what? Since I started coming, desde que comencé a venir, no siento tanto dolor en las manos y las rodillas. Meaning, since I started coming, I don't feel as much pain in my hands and my knees. So to me, man, just that comment alone means just gives me more drive, gives me more passion to keep on doing what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
And he feels a whole lot better because this guy works 12 plus hours every day, almost Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday. To know that I'm able to give him that type of relief so he can keep on working gives me that drive to keep on going.
That's awesome, man. So he's working 12-hour days?
Yeah.
Wow. 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
I think people have to put that in context, right? So this guy's working pretty much 2 work weeks in 1 week. His body's got to be shot.
Yeah.
And he decided to sign up on the package, which again makes sense. I just think I think one of the biggest things people don't understand, it's like me going to work out once every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Anybody who looks at the gym that way knows that they're not going to see any results.
Exactly.
They know it because they're just like, how could I go to the gym once every 2 weeks and expect to be fit? It's not possible. Well, if your body's jacked up, then how do you expect to be healed if you're coming once a month? Right?
Yep.
So there has to be, in my opinion, a transparent conversation between yourself and the client to let them know the truth, because a lot of times they don't want to hear the truth because they're equating that to like, oh, I have to pay X. It's like, no matter what, you're going to pay the price. You're either going to pay it up front or you're going to pay it on the back end when you're needing to take painkillers, when you're needing to take shots of cortisone, steroid shots, you're going under the knife to get surgery.
Exactly.
You're not able to work. You're having to take cut hours from your work because you can't physically move. So regardless, you're going to pay the price. You're just going to have to decide how you're going to pay it, whether it's going to be upfront or it's going to be on the back end. But I know one thing for us that inspired me was just the possibility of what it can turn into, right? So to that point, the young lady that you just mentioned that has the fitness studio, she's aligned on the same mission, right? It's health, it's wellness. What can we do together? How can we collaborate? I think people who are abundant-minded always look to collaborate. They don't look to compete. She's not competition to you. You're not competition to her. You're both on the same mission. The mission is look at what is going on in the U.S., look at the health crisis that we're going through. It's insane. There's no lack of opportunity to help people. So with that, I know that one thing that we're forming is strategic partnerships, right? So you've been making it a point to go out and meet different businesses that are aligned with the same mission, right? What's that been like for you? I know that's, and by the way, to your credit, man, because I know that even something like this, right? Getting on a podcast, going out to businesses, introducing yourself. One thing that people don't understand is like, it's not second nature to anybody to do these type of things, but they're pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone because their mission is more important than their comfort. Right. And so what's that been like? Because you've been going out there and meeting businesses locally in Kansas.
So to be transparent with you, it's actually nerve wracking for me because in how can I put it? I'm an introvert and just from the get go, you know. And for me, even to say hi to somebody, to me that's such a big obstacle. I don't know if it's difficult for me to say, or it's difficult for me. I don't know how easy it can be for other people, but for me, man, it's just really, really difficult. Being on a podcast, man, it's something huge. And then even going out to other businesses to introduce myself, and that's like, I guess you can say that's like a whole different like algebra equation to me. But I'm starting to see the bigger picture. So I'm starting to see how small those obstacles really are that I need to climb over, not even thinking about it, because the goal is so much bigger. Helping people is so much bigger. Giving these people a solution, again, other to pills and injections and surgeries. So now that's in the back. Like, I'm not even thinking about that anymore. Again, I'm just thinking about these people. People I haven't even met yet that I need to. So, and I can't meet those people if I'm being an introvert.
Correct.
You know. So again, it's been a tough ride, but man, it's nerve wracking but exciting at the same time, just like how it is now.
Yeah, I think that's important, right? Because I don't think the majority of people understand. Like, nobody's going to come knocking on your door, understanding the value that you can bring into their life. We have to go out there and we have to meet them. You know, one of the biggest things that said is don't talk to strangers, and I teach people the exact opposite. You need to talk to people that you don't know, because how are they going to know about you, what you have to offer them, if you don't ever have that communication with them? And that's one thing in the business side of things that is important, that you continue to branch out and create these strategic partnerships. I know that we're planning to go to Kansas City in the next 30 days or so and doing another podcast where we're going to be working with businesses and showcasing what it is that they do that are aligned with health, so we can create these strategic partnerships. Because whether it's a fitness studio, whether it's a martial arts academy, whether it's a Herbalife location, all of them are on the same mission that you're on. So it's better to network with one another, support locally, and then it can grow. Yes. So I know for you, a business plan outside of your personal practice, which is thriving, again, doing better than it's ever done. No ads. This is all just you building organic business, building relationships with people. A second tier to having your biggest year you've ever had, which you're already having now, is to have a location where you can incorporate other massage therapists that might align with the mission the way that you see it, right? So now it goes from John and your dad to potentially 5, 10, 15 different massage therapists underneath one roof on the same mission to helping people. And then eventually that can grow locally, regionally, and then nationally, right? That's the big vision of what can happen over the next 10 years. But it's going to happen the same way you've been doing it, right? One appointment at a time, serving clients, putting their needs ahead of your own.
Exactly.
And by providing a great service to them, they're going to talk about what it is that you do, right? So I'm excited for you, man. I'll tell you this right now. It's been a really cool journey. One thing that motivates me, because there's a lot of things that I do have on my plate. I love seeing people win. But again, kind of like to the point that we talked about, you can tell a client if they don't do the things they need to do, like ice their foot at home, there's only so much you can do when you impart knowledge to somebody. They have to take action in order for that knowledge to produce the good fruit. And to your credit, you've been taking the required steps. And that's why I tell you, I'm not surprised. And you're like, hey, I hit another milestone. It's like, yeah, like I'm not surprised. It's very predictable when you've run it a multitude of times. So I do think over the next 5 to 10 years, your business is going to exponentially grow. I think any of the businesses that are associated with you, I know you're planning to do a podcast once every month or two with different businesses in the local market of Kansas City. I know every one of those businesses are going to grow just by being affiliated with you. And again, I think having that abundance mindset, having the customer appreciation days you're going to do once a quarter is going to let people know that SK Massage is not just another massage therapist.
Exactly.
It's not that we're in any way downplaying other people's service, but is taking pride in the time that you take to become a professional at your craft. I know that you're also doing ongoing education, taking cupping, dry needling, extended massage therapy courses right now. So it's like finish never is, right? Exactly. The best are always working on themselves. So again, to your credit, I know the podcast, this is a shift in the way that you were doing things before, but now it's going to introduce you to a brand new audience. Because one thing for me, man, I know that there's people that sometimes they're so passionate about what they do. They have all this energy bottled up inside and how they can serve others. But how do I communicate that?
Exactly.
And sometimes you just need some guidance, right? Some mentorship and the 1, 2, 3s. And this is how we navigate this. And once you understand how to do it, it opens the door. And once that door has been opened, once the mind's been expanded, it can't be contracted. You're never going to go back to the way that things were because you've learned something new. And it just compounds, right? Like the foundation is set, now the house goes up. So all that said, John, what's the ways that people can get a hold of you? I'm sure you have your Instagram, you have your Facebook, you have a website. What's the best way to get a hold of you so people know?
The best way for people to get in touch with us is on Instagram. SK_massage_therapy on IG. Facebook, it's Sobando Kansas or SK Massage Therapy on Facebook. And if you want to just set up an appointment, you could just give me a call, 913-514-2039. And then we can set you up an appointment, just ASAP. I think personally, phone is a little bit faster than just message. But whichever way we're gonna set up the appointment, we're gonna set it up. If you're looking for more information too.
Awesome, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm excited for the future. Again, I know this is the beginning, right? When that first domino hit, so to speak. You've been laying the foundation for the last 8 years. I think the best is to come. So I wish you the utmost success. SK Massage to the moon, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.